what I would say is that everybody comes to work with multiple layers. You have the layer from your family, you have the layer from kids at soccer, whatever happened on the weekend, stressors are happening in your life, maybe stuff's happened at work. So we come and present a certain way, we have a suit on, but underneath that suit, there might be a jacket. So I might have been out this weekend and I was at a ball game and we did really well. Or maybe we did well for a half a quarter, but we almost won the game. But the first 3.5 quarters were useless, so I bring that to work with me, okay? Now I come into work, and I'm just ready to go. I'm on offense, I feel good. I've just beat Penn State, in volleyball, and I'm feeling great. So I have that. But now I'm on defense because I just ran into somebody in the hall and that person said something to me that, they were already on my sort of list and they said something to me and now my day's not going so well. So I'm walking down the hall, I got the bones, I'm ready to go. So, this reminds me, as a side note, one time I gave a talk in Tennessee and I wore my, this thing that's coming up, this Vanderbilt tie. But I was in Knoxville, Tennessee, at the University of Tennessee, and they were playing a football game that night, and they were in all orange, and I did not come off too well. But anyway, so there's that. It gets pretty hot, so now this one says Premier, so this is my work face, so I'm on, and so I'm going up to my supervisor, and I'm going to be on the best behavior, so I'm present. I might have Easem with me, but I'm present right now, so I'm on game, so. But then my favorite team played this weekend. I just happened to go to Vanderbilt to med school, but I did graduate undergrad from UNL, so they played and they didn't do very well, so I'm not very happy about that either. So I have a lot of little ones, minuses, and now, as I walk down the hall for the rest of the day, you don't get to see the rest of that. All you get is this. And that's all you get to see mostly of me, because I'm well trained to put on a certain face at work. And if certain things happen, this is what you're going to see. And unless you take time when somebody has issues and develop a culture where it's okay to talk about some of this, you will never, ever see that. The person will be out the door, and you might have lost one of the best employees you could have had over time. So I know everybody doesn't have time to do this, everybody, but when you see somebody in crisis or having issues or they have a personality issue, there can often be a lot more to the story. And if you take a little time as a culture, that can sort of weed itself out. So that was the purpose of all that. So now I gotta find my clicker. So, we're talking about brain health, and we want to take an abstract concept and we want to make it concrete, physical. So you take these ideas, what do everybody always tell you? If you ever go to like a marriage encounter weekend or something, don't guess what your partner's thinking. Ask them, because half the time you're wrong otherwise. I have to say that because my wife's sitting in the front row and I got to be on my best behavior. So, but we want to take these ideas and we want to make it physical, pump up. And it's okay to bring out what the issues might be going or how you're feeling. You don't have to know everything, but it's okay to talk about how people are feeling or what the stressors might be. Brain health conditions are the second leading cause of employee absenteeism. Not showing up for work. I'm feeling bad, I have a bad day, I just don't feel like going in, and boy, it's really easy to pick up that phone. When people are stressed, they often do not show up. The cost of don't ask, don't tell, untreated and mistreated brain illness costs the U.S. $150 billion. in lost productivity each year. By 2020, depression will be the #1 cause of disability in the nation. Not only the nation, in the world, all across the world. So it's here and it's growing and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So what is the prevalence in Nebraska? So what I want to leave you with today is just images. If you just remember images, you don't remember the words, I don't really care. And if we need to get you the slides, we'll get you the slides. I can't even read my notes after I take them, so good luck there. So 1 in 5 Nebraskans have mental illness. So if we fill Husker Stadium, we have a little bit over 90,000, right? We have about 1.8 million or growing in the number of our population. And Husker Stadium is the #3rd largest city in Nebraska on game days. So what does that mean for mental health? Oh, that's right. On any given Saturday, if you took 5 Husker stadiums, that would be the number of people in Nebraska in a given year who suffer from mental health conditions. So it's not unusual, within any work environment. It's very, very common. I think this is where I was supposed to do my layers, but I got ahead of myself. So move my friend here. So in the United States, the estimated prevalence of mental illness is 25%. Depression alone is about 16% lifetime prevalence. In a given year, it's around 7 to 10%. ADHD is anywhere from 4 to 5%, maybe growing up to the 7% range. Bipolar disorder is anywhere from 2 to 5%. The #1 diagnosis in America are actually anxiety disorders. So generalized anxiety, social anxiety, and then with all these, you compound that with substance use, and you have roaring issues. And as we know, all these things, whether it's depression, anxiety, bipolar, substance abuse, the more stressed you are, that acts as a huge trigger, the more likely you are to have issues. So I just saw a person this morning, owns their own business, come in, tell me that they're depressed. And yeah, they are depressed. Well, what's the rest of the story? Well, I also have these periods where I'm very productive, or at least I'm a lot more productive, but some of the times I make impulsive decisions. And oh, by the way, when I'm stressed, I drink 10 to 12 beers a night. So, there's just like sort of rocket fuel. So sort of like vodka and Red Bull together, mixed all in a can in front of you. So, and that's how I sort of view the patient. How can we calm things down? Now here's the biggest one for us all, is less than 33% of those who are diagnosed even seek treatment or receive treatment at all. So both within the workplace, both recognizing that there are these issues and allowing folks that it's okay to receive help. A lot of times in our place, oh my gosh, are you going to put that on a form? Are you going to put that in a record so that my employer or potential employers could find this out? You're going to ruin my career, doc. We hear that all the time. They said, I don't care about FMLA. They're going to hold it against me back at work. That's just is a very, very common thing that we hear. So.